Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
Yeah, what up? Welcome to the Tuesday KVJ After the Show Podcast. Yeah.
Why are you giving him a golf clap?
I'm just trying to mix it up.
Looks like a golfer today. That's why he's wearing all white.
You do. You look like definitely somebody who is fancy pants.
Right ahead of the Honda Classic. Look at you.
I feel fancy.
Yeah. You look it, man. It's a good look for you.
It's really not, actually.
Aw.
I look kind of weird.
I look good. Just my take. Did you guys see this video that everybody's kind of talking about today about the cops trying to drag this woman out of Banco Cantina on Sunday afternoon?
No, I didn't see this.
Check out our Facebook page.
What was she doing?
Apparently, she's in there. She was asked to leave the restaurant. And I'll hold it up to KVJ TV because I didn't give it to Suit, so you can kind of see what it looks like. But you can kind of see the video right there if you're watching KVJ TV. And cop has come in, whooped her down.
Wow, he threw her down.
Yeah.
And are people outraged that he threw her down?
Well, I think people are looking at, anything that involves the cops and questionable force, then everybody's going to be talking. So this is kind of going viral today.
So I only saw half of it. What led up to that?
Apparently she was in the restaurant, was asked to leave by a bouncer, and the bouncer said, "You got to go outside." And she responded by apparently punching him, from what it sounds like.
Got ya.
So then when the cops showed up, they're like, "All right, you assaulted a bouncer. We're going to take you out." She's like, "I'm not having it." And so I think I think went after the officer. I think she physically touched him.
Yeah.
And so it probably got him a little riled up, and he's like, "Oh, hell no." And so then,
Oh, there are multiple people getting drug out of that place. It's not just her.
Yeah, and it looks like, probably her man then probably saw it. Some people were talking about saying, "Hey, look, it looked like, the cops were justified in what they did, but still, nonetheless, if you see, same thing with like the Mexican Queen. If she got a little bit froggy, and even if she kind of deserved it, if I saw her kind of getting thrown down to the ground, you're going to be like, okay.
You got to try to protect your woman.
Right. You're going to go and try to protect your woman. And so, like, some other guy kind of jumps into it, and that might have been his thinking, is like, okay, I'm not saying she's right, but I'd like to see her not get thrown around a little bit. So
That is a mess right there.
yeah, kind of crazy, huh?
That's in our backyard, huh?
I love that Banco Cantina. Side note, it's a beautiful place.
It is, yeah. I almost jumped in there on Saturday. Popped over to Rocco's, though, because they don't open till like 4. They must open earlier on Sunday for brunch.
Okay.
Must be it. So, yeah, we went to Rocco's on Saturday. But the whole area was, kind of, it was a little jazzed up because the boat show.
Right. Everybody's down there for the boat show.
Yeah, so a lot of people went, and I didn't even, I think I've gone like one time, like a long time ago, and I forgot, I guess they do have like floating bars out there, so there is something to do, but I don't typically go just because, it's a lot to go, and I'll just wait for Sunfest and get it then. But yeah, but there were a lot of people there. I saw a lot of people on Saturday. All the places were packed. Rocco's was packed. So.
I think a lot of people look at it like a pre-Sunfest.
Maybe, yeah.
Even if you're not in the market for a boat, you want nothing to do with a boat, you don't have a boat, you just go out there to drink and walk around. And
yeah.
It's people watching. It's kind of see and be seen.
Oh, it's like the Honda Classic. It's the same thing. I mean, nobody's there for golf.
What golf?
Yeah, everybody's there just to drink, and it's the place to go, and everybody wants to be like going, "Oh, you're at the Honda Classic too? Oh, me too." Palm Beach, South Florida, it's very much that way. When you've got that kind of event, people want to be like, "Oh yeah, of course, I was there too."
I was there too. I was getting escorted out.
It's the braggadocious nature of our culture. Yes.
That's how Jason leaves the club, like that girl left Banco Cantina.
Oh, you too. I was getting punched and dragged out by the face.
I have been thrown out of some places.
By your face.
In my time, definitely by my face.
Yeah, it was very well. That was me. Yeah.
Virginia's seen at least one of
I
them.
saw it one time. It was brutal.
The biggest man on the planet threw me down every stair possible.
He picked him up and threw him down a second flight of stairs.
Just for good
I could
measure.
not believe what I was watching. And then he threw him in a cab.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it.
It's pretty impressive. Yeah, so that's one of the stories going on out there. If you want to go to the KVJ Show Facebook page, you can see it there. Got it posted up for you to check out. It's one of the many little videos going on there. You can also see Jay Bird's Toys R Us tribute video that is posted up on our Facebook page as well.
Yeah,
and kvjshow.com.
A lot of the video was about the founder, Charles P. Lazarus. Me and Denny's were researching this guy like crazy, and you're telling me he lives local?
Well, I'm telling you, my girlfriend trains, because she's a personal trainer. She's got a lot of clients on Palm Beach, and she trains his widow.
So are you happy if you're the widow, that if you see a video like this, you're kind of like, I don't want to see this, I'm too sad?
I don't know. It depends on if you liked him or not.
Yeah, I mean, because it's Charles P. Lazarus. Of course you liked him. That son of a bitch is a legend.
I mean, I think it's a nice tribute, so I think she would look at it and...
Well, it's till you call him son of a bitch.
Oh, I meant that. No, I meant that like in an endearing way. In my circles, you can be, oh, look at that son of a bitch. I love him.
I love that fuck face.
Yeah. You're right. I should watch that. I apologize. All right. Let's just scrap this whole idea.
I can probably get you in touch with the widow.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't know.
The body's not even cold yet, though, so it might be a little soon to start hitting her with stuff.
Yeah, well, I was just wondering, is that something, after someone passes, do you like to see a tribute, or does it make you more sad?
I think you would like to see it.
Would you? Are you that kind of person?
Absolutely. If you loved somebody and then you see that somebody else
Tribute to their life's
appreciated
work,
them,
yeah.
yeah.
And emotionally affected somebody.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Enjoy that.
Well, the only reason why I ask, I just remember this one person, you couldn't bring up anything about her dad. No matter if it was good, she couldn't hear anything. And she's like, I can't talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I just think everyone handles death differently. So I wasn't sure. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, I got you. Got this, a lot of comments about whether or not you should fire the maid of honor if she has been causing a nuisance and calling the other bridesmaids fat and bothering your mom too much, and be like, oh, we got to change this, we got to do that. And the mom's like, ugh. So Virginia was saying, don't just demote her, get her out, and no invite to the wedding at all. And somebody else agrees with Virginia, said, you got to fire the maid of honor. If you feel it in your gut, do it, or you'll regret it later when you see that bee and all your wedding pics that are there forever. Trust me, I just went through this and regret it.
You have to stand up for yourself sometimes. And if you think that one of your bridesmaids or the maid of honor is being a bully, you got to shut that down, because this is your happiest day. I just feel like this should be such joy, and everybody should be loving it, and everybody should have synergy. And if one girl's throwing everything off, bye, girl.
It's a lot more layered than that, though. This was a person in this situation. She was the maid of honor in her wedding, so she was asking her to do that. My whole thing was, I agree with you, but I think you should at least, because of how close you were and the history that you have, at least talk to her, give her a chance to shape her attitude up, give her a chance to apologize and make it right. And if you do that, then everyone's happy. There's a chance if she continues to be a B, then you kick her ass out.
That's right.
That's all I'm saying, baby. That's it.
That's it.
I was calling Kevin baby.
I think that, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, you come medieval. Off with their head, motherfucker.
Kick her ass out.
Yeah, I know you would.
And then I'd have a bodyguard just to make sure that she didn't start any trouble, because sometimes these bees like to come back and get drunk and cause a scene.
Well, what if she is so sorry? Oh my gosh, you're right. I have been such a bitch. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Me and Trevor just broke up. I'm going through all this kind of shit.
Well, that's different. If she owns it and she starts weeping and apologizes and feels bad, then, maybe I'd invite her back. But if she gets angry on the way out, she's done.
Oh, yeah. I get it.
Virginia's going to be hosting a baby shower coming up next Saturday for one of her friends. And
one of my dearest friends is having her first baby.
Oh.
It's kind of a big deal.
And so Virginia was thinking about for the cake, she would make this, I don't know if you've seen the one where it's like you got the vagina on top and it looks like the baby is coming out of the vagina.
Yeah, I know the cake very well.
Yeah. Magnolia thinks that it's a little alarming, though, huh?
Well, Mags is my baker, and so I'm doing the food. Mags is doing the pastry. And so I told her my idea. I said, Mags, look how funny this would be. And I showed her some pictures off the internet. And she said there's no way she wants to be a part of making the cake because she's just disgusted by it. She thinks it's in poor taste.
Odd for a preteen girl to be cooking a vagina cake.
I mean, we all have a vagina. It's not some secret.
Yeah, I don't think I baked a dick cake when I was 12, but, you know.
Just the balls.
Just.
Scrote cake
It'd have been odd.
with
if my mom was like-
Bavarian cream on the inside.
It would have been very interesting, yeah, if my mom would ask me to bake a dick cake when I was 12. Huh?
Yeah, look, I love the weird, but I mean, Mags is right on this. She don't want to cook no pussy cake.
Yeah, I don't think that I don't think it's, I don't think it's bad for the thing. I think, Kendra, your friend, will love it, and
it's
probably
Kendra.
fits.
It's Kendra, yeah.
Yeah, I think it probably fits your friends in your group, but yeah, now you're like, okay, when you got Magnolia baking the cake.
Do it, but do it without Mags. I mean, that's...
Can't she bake the whole part of the cake and then you add on the baby and vagina
I guess
later?
she could.
You
Yeah.
want her to be part of the process.
I do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to bring her up right.
Yeah. Have her bake the whole thing and then you add the vagina and baby coming out later.
All right. It's
Yeah.
a fair compromise.
I mean, my family was kind of like that too, though. We were very open and very kind of vulgar, and that's just how we were. I get it. Mm-hmm. But I don't think me and my mom would make a vagina cake. So I think that would be too
It is an interesting request.
That's the next level.
would you and your dad make a dick cake?
Oh, absolutely.
See, it's because you're the same gender.
No, me and my dad would not make a dick cake.
Oh.
A cock cake, as they call them.
Cake?
Cake?
Cake.
Cake.
Got an email here from Nikki. Said, hey, I'm listening to the podcast from last week, and you may have resolution on this, but if not, I might be able to give you an explanation of sorts as to why you have not found out the cause of death of the one and only Don Conley,
Yeah, what's going on?
Logan legend.
We need to
No
know.
word. She said, we're currently dealing with something eerily similar that happened within days of when you said Don was found dead. A teenage relative found her mom after she had passed away, and the cause of death was not immediately obvious. An autopsy was done, but we were told it will be weeks, possibly months, before we have an answer. So it might be the same thing as what happened in Logan. Hope this helps, and R.I.P. Don Conley. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I only just assumed because my mom had gone to pay her respects and saw his parents and sister, and my mom brought up again that Don, I guess, had been in 2 really bad car wrecks, and sounds like he was in a lot of pain. That maybe it was just, and I've heard about that, people that are in like continual pain. It's just too much that they're just like, I can't take it anymore. It's on even pills, anything else. It's just life is unbearable. So I don't know. I kind of drew all the conclusions. Somebody else sent me a message and they said, Don might have had CTE. Part of it too.
What's that?
It's the stuff that all the football players are getting.
Oh, the concussion
stuff that, and it affects them later on in life. And a lot of those players either become homicidal or suicidal.
Well, Don was definitely taking more hits to the head than your average football player.
I mean, the blow that I saw him take, have you ever seen the Zapruder film with the assassination of JFK? That's
Yeah.
almost what his head looked like the night he popped into my van after he'd been hit with that tire iron. Like, I couldn't even believe he was up and moving when I saw what he had going on in his head.
And that's just the one night you saw him. Who knows
yeah.
about Wednesday?
Every weekend.
Or last month.
Yeah, no, it was unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, it was just, that's how he just lived his life. So, yeah, I mean, who knows how many countless concussions he had, because they always either fought with tire irons or pool cues or ball bats or something like that.
Could you imagine getting hit in the head with a tire iron? Like, how do you walk away from that?
and want to go fight them.
Or just not want to just go home and just lay and eat a sandwich and just maybe watch a movie. I don't get that.
Yeah.
Tire iron? What?
Tire iron, yeah. Crazy.
Say it.
I'm saying it wrong.
Say it.
No. I'm going to say it right now. Tire iron, but I've been saying tire iron or what I don't know.
Tire iron.
I knew
You
it.
said tire and iron 3 times.
Tire and
okay,
iron.
the first time I let you get away with it. The second time I gave you a little stank eye. But the third time,
Tire and
all
iron.
right, we cannot have this.
You're completely right. You needed to call me. You should have called me out on the second one.
Yeah, so who knows what exactly was the end. I still was surprised, just at that young age. But I guess maybe you shouldn't when you start adding it all up, I guess.
I mean, here's a question that anybody would be able to answer that's in his family. Mm-hmm. When they found him,
Yeah.
was there a visible wound? Did he shoot himself?
Yeah, they may have, his family may know that answer, and it wasn't in the paper, and they weren't, and maybe my parents know, and they just didn't, tell me. But That was all they told me was that, they were talking
You
about
gotta ask some
those.
more questions, Kevin.
Yeah, they said that his sister was there and his brother Mike wasn't, which was odd. I don't know if maybe he had just left, but I wonder what kind
Maybe
of terms
Mike
they were on.
did it.
All right, come on.
No,
What the shit?
Well, Mike, I don't know. Mike was a real, actually, like, nice, calm guy, and he was always kind of getting dragged into it, all the fights that would happen. Like, he was a pretty cool dude. You'd be like going, you'd meet Mike, and you'd walk away and be like going, that's one of the Conley brothers? You'd be like going, yeah. But he was always kind of like, his dad was a scrapper. And his dad would usually, and so he kind of was caught in the middle. He was the oldest son, and so he was always looking for Don, and Don would start the fights, and Mike would be like, Mike would get dragged into the fray.
Is it one of those things where in the movies, the one guy doesn't want to fight, and he's kind of like, oh boy, he rolls his eyes, but reluctantly goes in there and fights?
Yeah, it's almost like, what was that movie? In fact, I saw, was it The Outsiders? Is that what it was? Yeah, like Pony Boy and whatever. Remember
Probably,
that? If I remember that when I was a kid, that book was The Outsiders. And I think there was kind of like one of those situations where one of them was kind of artsy, and but it was all about gang fights all the time, and they were always fighting each other.
Well, yeah, Pony Boy was he was more softer than everybody else.
Yeah, that was kind of like the way Mike was, oddly enough.
Have you ever seen The Outsiders?
I don't think I have.
Oh my gosh. Everybody listening to this podcast, please watch The Outsiders. I think that is such an outstanding movie. It's a great movie.
Yeah, I thought every place was like that because it seemed a lot like, our town where you had those kind of like fights, and then you had the obligated fights. Like you were friends with somebody, and so you would have to jump into a fight with somebody else, and you'd be like going, ugh, I really don't want to fight today.
All-star cast. We do it for Johnny. We do it for Johnny. Oh,
yeah,
it's such a great movie.
That was it, yeah. That's kind of how it goes down.
A very young Matt Damon, very young Patrick Swayze, Tom Cruise is in that, Ralph Macchio's in that,
Yeah.
C. Thomas Howell.
Yeah, so maybe Mike had just finally had enough, and he's like, I can't do it. So, and then they were close too. Maybe other reasons he wasn't there. So I don't know. It's still a mystery. I'll try to find out.
Yeah,
when
you
I
gotta
know,
ask some more questions.
I will let you know what happened with the death
truth
of Don.
always comes out.
Especially in Logan.
Yeah. Somebody eventually will tell the story, and then that person will tell 3 people, and then those 3 people will tell 6 people, and you'll hear.
Yeah, but we still do. Logan still does have its mysteries.
Yeah, I mean, you don't always find the answers.
I feel like this one we will.
Okay.
We hope you're right, Sinicki.
Who knows?
I mean, it's keeping me up at night.
I mean, we don't know for sure that Don kicked that man to death. The official cause of death was he fell down some stairs.
Really?
Yep.
Maybe
He was acquitted. I told you that.
Yeah.
Maybe the guy put his own face on the bottom of Don's boot. You don't know.
It was, and I think part of the story was Don had Mike tried to sink the body in a pond.
In a lake. You told us that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should. I mean, if you ever get a chance to do a campfire story, you got to lead with this.
Yeah, it was, and I remember Don was on trial, and they wound up because I think they had painted the thing that the guy was so drunk that they were saying he actually fell, and it was the stairs into his trailer. Have you ever seen a trailer?
Yeah.
You can't have more than 2 stairs
Yeah.
going into a trailer.
It's a couple stairs.
Yes. He apparently fell down those and hit his head so hard he died. That was the official cause of death.
You smelling something weird?
Logan Justice, baby.
Yeesh.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a rough place.
It is tough.
I don't know why. Last night, as I was falling asleep, I started thinking about like these 2 girls back in the day that tried to pick a fight with me back in New Orleans. And I don't know what made them pop in my head, but I was thinking about them last night. And then they were in my dream, these 2 girls. And then I was thinking about them again this morning. I wonder what they're up to.
I wonder if this has anything to do with those twins you had some beef with. Remember about a month ago?
Oh, I forgot about those girls.
But did you? That's the thing, subconsciously.
Those girls are so insignificant. But these girls growing up, they were scary because one of them, the big one, her name was Beth.
Yeah.
Her dad was a cop. So she figured she could get away with it, whatever she wanted. And she was always kind of angry because she had a sister. I forget the sister's name, but the sister was hot.
Yeah.
And she wasn't. And so everybody always loved the sister. And so I think it just made Beth angry. And so she just walked around kicking ass all the time.
Yeah, some girls do that. They got that chip on their shoulder. Yeah, in fact, some of the most brutal fights were the chick fights, man.
Yes.
Yeah, oh my gosh, yes.
You're
You're just
right.
like, wow, what is up, man? They were just crazy.
Nails in the skin, in a lip, like yeah.
They seem more. They call them, a cat fight, but they seem
Personal.
more like it was just like clothes would be flying off, and it's just like all this kind of stuff. Where you're just like, wow, they actually seem crazy in a lot of the guy fights.
But have you ever seen two girls fight who can't fight? Hilarious.
It is.
They don't connect at all.
Yeah.
They mush their bodies together.
There's 20 punches and not one connects. Yeah.
One falls and then it's broken up.
Yeah, it's hysterical. Yeah, my high school, we used to have a cemetery right across the street. And so that's where all the fights would be after high school because
In the cemetery?
in the cemetery.
That's creepy.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah, and I mean, people would be using tombstones as weapons.
Oh my
Yeah, they
gosh.
grab people's faces and get up against the tombstones and whatnot. And so it was just crazy. And so what would happen sometimes, like word would start going around the school. Oh, there's going to be a fight, or so and so is going to be after somebody. And a majority of the students, they were close enough to the high school that they would walk home. And so, like, you might get word, hey, dude, you better watch because so-and-so is going to try to kick your ass in the cemetery after school. And almost everybody had to walk through the cemetery. And you would see a growing crowd of people out in the cemetery after school. And then you'd see that one person didn't want to fight because they knew they couldn't stand up. And they would take off and try to run through the houses. And you'd see just all these kids running behind these houses, and a kid might make it 3 houses and they get jumped in somebody else's backyard. I mean, it was like a run for your life kind of.
Jeez.
Oh, it was horrifying. I mean, I look back and I'm like, going, how awful would that be if you're that person hoping you can make it 5 blocks to your house without so-and-so catching up with you?
Well, that's what I was thinking about as I was going to sleep last night. It was very weird because I remember the one big girl, she had no beef with me whatsoever. It was the other girl,
Yeah.
Angela was her name, and she was mad at me because I was dating a boy that she used to
Okay.
date. They had
That'll
broken
cause
up.
it.
And so I remember because my parents had split up.
Okay.
And I was at my dad's apartment. My dad got an apartment maybe about a mile and a half from the house we grew up in. My mom stayed in the house. And these 2 girls, my dad wasn't there for whatever reason. I was there by myself. And these 2 girls came over and they were literally beating on the door, like, come out here. I'm like, I'm not going out there. It's too
Right.
They don't want me.
Oh, wow.
I'm not
Yeah.
going out there.
Yeah.
And I just remember, like, I don't know what happened. Eventually they went away and they never ever came after me again. I was like, what would have happened if they would have broke through the door?
Yeah.
It would have been ugly.
No, absolutely.
It might have changed my whole life.
Anytime
I mean,
anyone breaks into a door, you're right, things can change forever. You
'cause
don't know
these
what can happen.
These girls were spitting venom.
Yeah.
They were so pissed off. And they
You
were
get it. Yeah, it's a different level of crime, though. If you break
Different
into someone's
level.
house and yank them out and beat their ass,
It always scares me, people that, it's one thing to break into a house when there's nobody there, but to break into a house when people are in there that could possibly have a weapon, that's a different level to me.
especially today and in Florida. You gotta have some balls. You break into a house
You,
today.
you break into a
Yeah.
house at nighttime and people are in there. To me, that says you're ready for it to go down because you have no
or
idea.
you're on drugs.
Or you're on drugs.
And you have no idea,
True.
rational thinking should tell you not to do it.
Yeah, I was reading this article about like people that break into homes, and they were saying, okay, here are the things that you may think will protect you, but a lot of times don't. Like, for instance, if you put up a sign that says, I have guns, blah, 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 do not enter, or warning, blah, 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 they say a lot of times that's an invitation because guns are easy to fence and sell, and so they'll take a chance on it. And so, oddly enough, a lot of times burglars are enticed by signs saying you have guns, then they're afraid of signs that you have guns.
What about we have a dog and it loves the taste of human blood?
Yeah, they said a lot of times people put up those kind of signs. I know a lot of times it's just like a ruse, and for like 80% of the dogs, there are some that are very good protectors, but unless you have a breed that really is known for being a good security dog, they said most of them, like 80% of them, and they'll bring like steaks or whatever and they'll give to the dogs, and the dogs are a lot more interested in that food. So unless you have a dog that finds itself to be more territorial than it cares about a delicious steak, then they say most dogs are not that great protectors.
What would your dog go for? Your new dog?
I'm thinking about if a murderer broke in and that guy had a stake.
We should do a video.
I don't think your dog would do much.
That fucker would take the stake, and my ass would be murdered. Yeah, he would totally take the stake over. And he's kind of a protecting type dog.
Yeah.
He still takes the stake, and I think he does it twice on Sunday.
This would be a fun experiment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think all you have to do is bring some sausages, and I'm dead as shit.
Well, they said a lot of people, they just either put that sign up or they have a dog sign. They think they're safe. And they're like going, honestly, like those are two easy hurdles for us. And the one is actually an invitation. Oh, they got guns? Let's go.
Sweet.
Yeah. They want guns.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Never looked at it from that point of view.
Yeah. That's what they're saying. So there you go. Open your eyes.
Damn, it also kind of makes me think deep that my dog, it's so new with me and my dog. He don't love me like I love him.
Loves the steak more. That's what you got to ask.
Totally.
What does the dog love more?
It's without a doubt the snake. Or the snake.
The snake.
The snake.
The steak. Sorry, I get a little emotional.
What are you and your dog doing?
Shit am I talking about?
Yeah, what do you and your dog do?
We do snuggle a lot.
If you're showing the dog your snake, we got bigger problems.
I'm not doing it on purpose, but he's seen my snake before.
Got an email from Liz. She said, while lining up with my husband at Pride Fest, I saw Virginia hammer in hand working on her float. I was sort of surprised to see Virginia working on the float, as I figured you guys just showed up to events and everything was ready. Magnolia was even helping as well. You guys rock, listen every day, the entire show on the ATS.
Now, Vicious
There's
V.
Virginia hammer in hand.
Vicious V comes correct, man. When it comes to that float, she is king shit.
Mm-hmm. Getting that thing all ready.
I think you do a great job every year.
Oh, you're sweet.
And got an email, said, thank you for your continued support of the LGBT community. It means a lot. This is my first parade after coming out. You made me very popular, Virginia, giving me the big-ass purple beads. I didn't realize they were so coveted. That's Chris B. in Boca.
Oh, yes.
With them purple beads.
Big-ass beads.
Yeah, apparently that's it.
People love them big-ass beads.
They do. Mm-hmm. I didn't even bring the biggest ones I got. Next year, I'm going to bring the big ones.
There's another photo from the parade.
Oh, yeah, that's Panda's new truck.
That's a badass truck.
Yeah, it's nice.
That's real cool.
That is the truck he loves more than life itself.
Yeah, I get it, Virginia.
That truck is very special.
Hell yeah. That's a big boy toy right there.
It is. He's done so much to it already. He did something where he took like half the muffler off, so now it's so loud.
Okay, yeah.
I can hear him like a mile away coming into our development.
Oh, they gotta love that.
It's that truck.
So
Yeah.
if I was your neighbor, I'd be really pissed off at you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
But my neighbors are all 90 and they can't hear shit.
And I got a couple here for the KVJ Cares page. If you've got a GoFundMe, just let us know. We'll post it up at the KVJ Cares. It's at kvjshow.com. Ashley Taylor said, I've been listening to y'all since I was a kid, and I'm writing to ask if you could help me by sharing my GoFundMe page. I got a 5-year-old fur baby named Nellie Bell. She's a blue tick coonhound mix. She's been at the vet's office for 3 days and nights. She's been diagnosed with Addison's disease. They say it is treatable. She was given medicine yesterday, but she isn't getting better as fast as they'd hoped. They think it's because her kidney levels were so high. We don't know if there's any damage to her kidneys yet. We're hoping and praying that there isn't any damage. She's one of my kids, and I've spent all my savings in keeping her alive so far, but now I need help. If you could please share this page, I greatly appreciate it. If you feel moved to that, that'll be up on our page. And Gregory said, I'm saddened that veterans are homeless in the richest nation on earth. You served this country risking your life for our freedoms and seem to be so easily forgotten. I'm an ex-Air Force veteran. I've been giving out sleeping bags for 2 years. The need for them has grown, and now I need your help to give my fellow veterans a little comfort. Thanks for your support. Totally agree on that. That is a great GoFundMe. So if that moves you, go to KVJ Cares at kvjshow.com, and you can lend a helping hand. All righty, well, that's going to do it for us here today. Go check out your Bud's Chicken and Seafood with 7 locations in Palm Beach County. Chicken, seafood, got all kinds of great stuff. Corn fritters as well.
They do. They really have a great selection there.
Yep. If you're a carbitarian like Jaybird, you can find plenty of things on the menu.
I just like hearing Kevin talk about corn fritters.
Yes, it's fun to do. Got that bird sauce, got the bud sauce. So check it out. Bud's Chicken and Seafood. You guys have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.